Hey, Tony Gadsden here. Want to talk to you about this. Now listen, this is a part of the marriage series. Do not get complacent. We get complacent because we think that this marriage is forever, and we think that marriage is automatic, and we think that once we get it, we ain't got to keep working for it. That's a lie. That's a lie. It's a lie from the pit. And that lie is to set us up for divorce, to set us up for failure. So often I see people get married and then they get complacent in every area of their life, or in several areas of their life. What did your body look like when you got your spouse? Whatever your body looked like when you got your spouse, that's what you need to be forever working to. You need to forever be working to that place. I don't care nothing about, oh, I'm getting old, oh, I'm in my late 30s, I'm in my 40s, in my 50s, it don't matter. It don't matter. Because once I see a fit 50-something-year-old, fit 60-something-year-old, that remove all excuses. We need to be working to make sure we looking the best we could look in that season. And now what I mean by that, I'm not saying you got to lose 50 pounds if the weight that you at, it look good on you and you healthy. You just got to look the best you could look at that weight. Because sometimes we was in the wrong place. So there's something to think about. And you got to think about where you getting complacent at. This is a thing too. You have to know what your spouse needs. You got to learn them, like your shoe size. What size shoe you wear? Boom. Just how you know that fast, you need to know your spouse like that. And it takes sacrifice on both sides. It ain't no, I don't feel like it, I'm tired, I'm this and that. It takes sacrifice. So you have to sacrifice for your spouse. Marriage ain't about being comfortable. Marriage ain't about, it's just like this right here. If a man is a provider, yeah, we might not like our job, but so what? Suck it up and take your butt to work. I got to get up and go to work regardless. I don't like doing my job every day, all the time. But I got a family to feed. So I don't get no days off. I got to be coming up with something every day. I got to make something happen. You hear me? Because that's my job as a provider. And same thing if you're a woman and you the provider financially, and the man in a different role. Same thing. We got to do what we got to do. Point blank, period. Ain't no, oh, I do what I feel like it when I feel like it. Ain't none of that. We got to come to the place to where we know, realize, and understand that what got to be done, got to be done. Coming in the gate. And so it's like this right here. If you a wife and your husband want a little piece of you, for one, or vice versa, for one, we need to be thankful that our spouse want to do anything with us. Our spouse has seen the worst of the worst of us. So if we still desired by our spouse, we ought to take pride in that and say, yeah, come on, get some of this here loving. How much of this loving you want? Yeah, I got a headache, got a stomach ache, got all the aches. But guess what? Tomorrow's not promised. Tomorrow not promised. Anything could happen. And we got to take this thing one day at a time. And we got to live right and do right. And we got to be in a space to where we say, you know what, I'm living to please my spouse. That this ain't about me. So, as a woman, you need to look sexy for your husband. As a man, you need to look sexy for your wife. What we have to remember is that we with humans. We're not with robots. We're not with angels. So if you get complacent and say, oh, well, I could talk to my spouse any way I want to because we've been together for 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. You about to wake up to a surprise of your spouse cheating on you with somebody who talked to them like they got some sense. And that's a lesson that we have to learn. That's a hard lesson to learn. But a lot of couples got to go through it and got to learn that. That's how it go. And so you got to come to a place to where you keep stretching. You keep going. That first year of marriage, you may be like, hey, no, I ain't doing this right here now in that bedroom. Okay, year 10, you got to pull out some stops. You got to pull out some stops now. It might be a little bit more going down. Not nothing against the Lord now. Not nothing that got to deal with adultery. But it might need to be a little more acrobatics, a little more theatrics, and out your comfort zone. See, if you're in your comfort zone, you also complacent. So if you say, oh, well, I don't do this right here as a man. Oh, well, I don't do this right here as a wife. You got to get out that comfort zone. Otherwise, you're going to get replaced. Point blank period. Point blank period. That's what we got to know and understand. And a lot of times we don't want to know and understand that. And that's a problem. So make sure you realize that you cannot be complacent in a marriage. You got to forever be growing and stretching. Stretch yourself. Push yourself. Test yourself. Take yourself to that next level in every area. In your mind, body, spirit, emotions, across the board. Hey, every now and then I'm going to do something on the marriage series. It's hard for me to do the marriage series because I'm married. So I'm in it. And sometimes when you in it, you can't see it the same as when you out of it. So when I'm speaking on stuff that deal with singles and all of that, that's because I'm past that. Hindsight is 20/20. But when you in it, you can't see it. But it helps me because it reminds me. Because we all know right from wrong. So it reminds me of what I need to be doing in marriage as well. But hey, this Tony Gaskin, God bless you. And we'll talk soon. Hey, London, coming your way June 11th. Full day training. Make sure you send in an email, get your seat, and I'll see you soon.